So the Jon Jones thing, it did turn out. Here's what Jon Jones did, Taylor. By the way,
retired. I saw that.
Well, the same day, virtually, he was in a car accident with a white woman who's not his wife in his car. He flees the car. The police show up, and the woman is sitting in the passenger seat, airbags blown and shit. And she's like, "This is Jon Jones' car. Jon Jones was driving. He ran away." Like immediately rats him.
What a bitch.
Like balls deep.
He is not ride or die.
She could have, because she's on like police cam. She could have been like, "This is Mr. Jones' car, and that's all I care to say at this time." That's what she could have said. But she just immediately throws him under the bus. He ran away, and she's clearly fucked up herself. And so she calls Jon on the phone and puts him on speaker with the cop. And he literally says, like, "Why you just don't fuck with me. I've had people killed for less, had to cut your throat for less." And it's like he's audibly intoxicated. He's slurring his speech, and he's talking about having a cop killed.
He said his brothers do it for him.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't think he has literal brothers, but I didn't infer that that's what he meant.
Oh, I thought he meant his brothers, his like ex-NFL superstar brothers who were giants compared to him. They're bigger than him. It's scary.
Really?
Yes. What a genetic bloodline. What a bunch of fucking aces. But so he's gonna be in some measure of trouble. For that, I did hear that it was the other driver's fault. So as far as that goes, I never really thought about this, but it makes a lot of sense. If you were driving drunk and you had a car accident, the move seemingly is to flee the scene, because then you're only guilty of leaving the scene of a crash, but they can't get you for DUI because obviously you're not fucking there. And, and maybe in the meantime, you're like, I hit my head. I woke up and I was, 10 blocks away sitting on a bench, like I think he has a loophole for DUIs.
I mean, that must be what he did.
That's literally what he did. He fled the scene because he's had trouble like that before. So fuck
how much
him.
damage? Like, was it a big accident? Like,
nobody died.
Car totaled or anything?
I didn't see the other car, but it was
the airbags went off, so it was an accident.
Okay, that's a real deal accident then.
Yeah, the car is disabled and stuff. And then in other UFC news, banger card last week, especially the prelims and the main event. My fucking God, Ilia Topuria. I know what this must sound like to you, Taylor. It sounds like every week there's a new GOAT. There's a new, hottest, newest thing. But what's happening is
it's exciting.
It's like one of those, it's like a speed run game where everybody is getting close. It's like, shit, okay, he's won 18 in a row. I mean, everybody gets close to that precipice of what the GOATs have actually done, and then they fall back down. This Ilia Topuria guy was the 145-pound champion of the world. His last 3 fights, he's knocked out Max Holloway, who was like the greatest 145-pounder ever, I thought. The greatest boxer in the UFC, I thought. An unknockoutable, lovable Hawaiian bad motherfucker who's big for 145. Ilia starched him, knocked him unconscious. Then, before that, he knocked Alexander Volkanovski out, who actually is the 145-pound GOAT, I thought. But Ilia Topuria knocked him unfucking conscious with blows, with a nasty combination.
I saw the clip. It was pretty sick.
Then he takes his 145-pound belt and says, "You can hang on to that. I'm going to 155 pounds. At 155 pounds, there's a longtime champion named Islam Makhachev. He actually has given up his 155 to go fight the 170-pound champion, leaving that belt vacant. So to consolidate that belt, they have Ilia step up from 145 and take on Charles Oliveira, the second or third ranked guy in the world, a big 155-pounder. A guy who has to cut way more weight than most people, a ground game specialist, a guy who it's very hard to knock out of there, especially in his recent maybe 5 or 6 fights. He's tough. He starched him within 3 minutes with this like 2-3 combo and put him lights out, dead eyes to the sky, unconscious. His next fight, I don't know what it's going to be. But he is one of those guys who's like 2 or 3 fights away from like GOAT material. He's currently ranked pound for pound, number 1 in the world. What he wants to do is take on like one more 155 pounder, like a light duty guy, and then go up to, and he's hoping that Islam Makhachev, the guy who left 155 to go to 170, wins, becomes the 170 pound champion, and then he wants to fight him. So like the pieces are in motion to create the actual GOAT, the guy who took every fight and beat the greatest of competition.
At what weight does he want to fight him?
He doesn't care. He says he said he'd love to go up and take the 170 pound belt. He doesn't care. He's a bad motherfucker. And
I love it.
Here's he's one of those guys who believes so much. I don't know that he's buying into like the believe it, conceive it, achieve it type deal, but he just genuinely believes. He had a party to celebrate his win the night before. This week they had the party at like a Brazilian steakhouse. He's like dancing on chairs, like thanking everybody for coming the night before. He called how he was going to win the fight and when he was going to win the fight. He's something else. His Joe Rogan appearance was good. He has all he's what Conor McGregor thought he was, or what we thought Conor McGregor was. He's done what Conor did. Except he defended the 145 pound belt.
He's done more than Conor ever did.
Way more than Conor McGregor
17-0. That's crazy.
Yes, that's the other thing. Yeah, he's undefeated.
The record's 27-0, I think. But that record has some softer fights on it. To get 10 more,
29, I think.
I might be wrong. Okay.
Khabib.
And I was thinking of Khabib. So I don't think he gets to 29. That would mean he had to he had to defend his title another 12 times.
For years.
If you want to get 29 wins, then you need a quick 20 easy ones. That's what Tom Aspinall says. Yeah, they're like, what do you think of stories? He's like, I think they're great. I wish I could take them. Does he? Hard to say.
Yeah. No. But,
you think Jon Jones retired because he was too scared of Tom Aspinall?
1,000%.
So, not scared in the way that I think that I'm afraid of Tom Aspinall. Like, oh my God, he's gonna beat me up and it's gonna hurt. But I think he saw it. The risk and reward for his legacy was too much. I do think that. I think that if Tom loses to Gon, John comes back and Pereira wins. Like if Pereira wins his title back at light heavyweight, or if Pereira steps up to heavyweight and beats Tom, if something like that happens, then Jones will retire and he'll come back and fight Pereira. But he will not fight Aspinall because he does not like that matchup. There's that photo where they did a face-off, or not even really a face-off, but a literal face-off, not exactly the boxing version of a face-off. But Tom put his hand on John's shoulder, and it's like, oh my God, you're the big guy. You're way bigger than this guy. You're a size bigger. Your clothes are all a size bigger. Like this is a manly man compared to.
I'm watching it right now. He's significantly larger than Jon Jones.
And Jon Jones made his whole career being a weight bully. He fought at 205, and he fought mostly guys who just came up from 185, who made their name at 185. And for him to be the smaller guy in there, Jones can't do that.
Smaller and older. And way rustier. And I don't know how many Tom Aspinall fights you've watched. You can get them all. You can watch 5 Tom Aspinall fights in 7 minutes.
Really? He beats people that fast?
He look up his record, because I'm not great at memorizing the minutia, especially with this current era of stuff. I'm gonna say first round knockout in 4 of his last 5.
18-3.
I don't think he's gone to the 3rd round. I think he's mostly 1st and 2nd round knockouts, and it's the touch. I talk about Ilia having the touch of death. Ilia puts combos on people and knocks
real
them
quick.
out.
He's won every single fight in the 1st round, other than versus Andrei Arlovsky in the 1st round since 2016.
Yeah, he knocks everybody out in the 1st. He is just head and shoulders. He's bigger, stronger, faster, and way more talented than everybody he fucks with. That Sergey Spivak fight was crazy. He hits people at one time, and it won't be like this big, perfect, Rocky-looking punch where the form is. He'll jab people and stagger their asses to the ground. It's he would have beaten Jon Jones. I saw DC say the opposite. I saw DC thinks that if they fight right now, Jon Jones wins. I don't know about that one, man. He looks old and fat to me. And he looks old and fat to me. I saw what he did to Gon, though, and that can't be underestimated. But that's 2 fucking years ago now. That's years ago now. If he was going to,
John's out of shape. If he were to fight, you have to tack on at least half a year.
Oh yeah, fuck him with all that bullshit.
Fuck, he's English. I thought he was American.
If he had fought Aspinall,
you'd like him though.
If he'd fought Aspinall 4 months after Gon, that's even money at best for Aspinall. But at this point, I think Aspinall beats him. He's just younger, faster, bigger, stronger, all those things. He's got everything except for experience, and I don't think he's going to wither under the lights. I don't think he's like a Jose Aldo type. So I look forward to Tom's reign at heavyweight. I think it's going to be long and illustrious because if he walks the walk that he's talking, because he's like, I want to be an active heavyweight. It's like, thank God, because the division hasn't done anything but send those fat slobs out for prelims in the last year and a half.
I'm watching him fight a fat slob right now, and he beat the pants off him. This is, yeah. If I were Jon Jones, I would also not want to fight this guy.
He's also a nice guy. Like if you listen to him talk, he's a smart, articulate, fun guy who just wants a fair shake.
What makes you say that he's not the GOAT compared to this new guy?
He doesn't have the resume, the wins compared to Jones or even Stipe is in the GOAT conversation. He's had a lot of good wins, and I think he has more title defenses than anybody. So.
Do you guys kind of analyze GOAT by weight class when you're looking at it, or just pound for pound overall?
Oh, I was doing it by weight class.
To me, it's about. I mean, you could break it down per weight class, but a big. It's accomplishments to me and resume and longevity. And I feel like if you're going to do like an actual GOAT Mount Rushmore, drug testing has to be part of it. You know, how are you going to put Jones ahead of GSP, who never failed to test? The worst thing you'd say about GSP is he might have had a little Vaseline on when he whooped BJ Penn.
Yeah, and that's funny.
If you listen to his game plan on BJ Penn, they analyzed footage of BJ Penn, and they determined that BJ Penn had the fastest reaction times in the entire UFC. And GSP is like, I cannot beat him. Like, I can't do French Canadian. I cannot beat him to the punch. And he's like, but his nervous system is just like a muscle. And fast twitch guys like that, their nervous systems are on another level. So I knew I had to overload it. So I fainted. And they show him the fight while he's saying this, and he's just faint. And you can see BJ like react until his nervous system is overtaxed. And then I take him, and then he like sinks a fucking takedown and takes BJ Penn down. And he's all greased up, so BJ can't get his legs to lock.
I remember when BJ Penn was the guy. I'm watching, I just side of my eye watching these finishes from Aspinall. The way these other professional fighters, tough dudes, tough customers, are handling Tom is like the way I fight in a dream. Like where it's just slow and he's punching you 3 times before you can get your hands up.
That's another dig against Jones. Jones really didn't finish very many people. He had a lot of decision wins. And Tom knocks everybody the fuck out. That's another like feather in your cap if I'm going to consider you as my GOAT. Like, how many decision wins did you eke out? How much point fighting did you do throughout your career versus wait, you knocked everybody out? Like, that's why this Ilia thing is so crazy. That he's knocking them the fuck out, and he's calling it. And they're not nobodies. They're the household names that he's knocking out left and right.
And he's at a weight where knockouts are less common, I would assume. Like I saw he was 5'7", like a smaller guy.
It's 145 and 155 pounds. They knock each other the fuck out down there.
Okay.